Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another video brought to you by SeniorCatWellness.com. In today's material, we'll dedicate our time to the topic of why cats sleep with their eyes just slightly open. Well, at least some cats, some of the time. Before we explore today's subject, let's first take a look at our topic overview. It's normal for cats to sleep with one or both eyes open. When they do, you're likely to see the third eyelid nictitating membrane. This protects the cornea from damage. Cats sleep with their eyes open when they're in the lighter slow wave sleep, also known as SWS. They do this to protect themselves from danger, keeping a literal eye on what's going on around them when they're at their most vulnerable when sleeping. So, what would be the human version of this behavior? I have no idea. I guess the expression, I'm not asleep, I'm just resting my eyes, comes to mind. You're alert. You're just relaxed. Probably the only thing that could even come remotely close to this. If I had to guess, I'd say that cats keep their eyes open so they can give a big shout out to the very best viewers on the feline wing of the internet. The cats are alert so they can give a high five to the viewers of Senior Cat Wellness. As always, we thank you so much, and we are truly grateful. You are our foundation, and this outlet would simply not exist without your support. If you enjoyed today's presentation and find it informative, please feel free to subscribe to this channel, like the video, and share the content. It is our mission to serve the feline community and do it with a kind heart and a smile. Thanks for taking some time out of your day to join us, and we do hope to see you again in future content. Now, let's talk about why cats keep their eyes open when they sleep and the most notable reasons for this behavior. Let's get started. In order to fully understand the third eyelid aspect, and while you might see your cat's eyes open a bit during periods of sleep, it's important to understand the main stages of sleep: slow wave and rapid eye movement, what we often refer to as REM sleep. With respect to slow wave, there are two stages within this stage: light and deep. When cats are still in slow wave, especially light slow wave, all of their senses remain tuned in to what's going on in their environment. This allows them to get up and go in a second and respond to most anything. It's during this stage that cats often keep one or both eyes open so that they can speed up their reaction time. Cats in the wild, or cats that are stray and feral and live off the land, have mastered this art of relaxation and response. REM, on the other hand, is a much deeper form of sleep. This is when your cat is most likely to dream and have those muscle twitches. Although not as common compared to slow wave, some cats are able to keep their eyes open during a REM. Now that we've conducted somewhat of a crash course on the when aspect, let's tackle that why. So, your cat is sound asleep, at least from your point of view. Their eyes are slightly open. Why? What are some of the most possible and notable reasons? Let's start with light sleep. The first is light sleep. This is pretty much what we just covered: a period of rest. This can allow your cat to react to sudden changes in the environment and potential danger. Have you ever noticed how your cat just seems to pop on up out of sleep without really seeming groggy at all? Your pet just seems ready to run a marathon? There's a good chance your cat was in light sleep, simply relaxing and ready if the situation called for a reaction. Next up is noisy environment. Is your home a bit noisy? If this is the case, your cat could sleep with an eye on the prize as a means to identify anything unfamiliar that comes along. This is not too much unlike the aspect of light sleeping and always being ready for action. Next up, we have injured eyes. If your cat has sustained an injury to the eyes, has a foreign object stuck in the eyes, or simply has a case of dry eye or dry eyes, the act of closing the eyes can become painful, as can opening them in some cases. This is something that we can all relate to on some level: the inability to find comfort. If you notice that your cat's eyes are open during times of rest and sleep, but there is visible watery discharge, frequent blinking, pawing at the eyes, and redness and cloudiness of the eyes, then we do encourage you to take your cat to the vet if the issue isn't naturally rectified within just a few hours. Next up, what about watching out for owners or owner? That would be you. Another reason for the open eyes could involve just looking after you or looking for you or after you. If your cat has a very strong bond with you, they could spend a bulk of their nap time just keeping up with you and where you are and what you're doing. Cats love to track the movements and motions of their owners, even during that light sleep. And similar to that aspect of things, what about waiting for food? On the same page as watching your movements, your cat could be examining things in case food, that all important meal time, is just right around the corner. Part of the observation when it comes to your steps could involve mealtime, especially if your pet's internal clock knows that it's almost time for food. And while we've spent a good deal of time talking about why cats keep their eyes open while sleeping and the use of the third eye, it's important to know why cats have a third eye in the first place. What does it do? While cats do have a top and bottom eyelid, just like we do, the third eyelid is exposed when cats sleep with their eyes just slightly open. Located in the eye's inner corners, the extra eyelid essentially acts like a windshield wiper on your vehicle, protecting the cornea and removing any dust and debris with each blink, while also producing almost half of a cat's natural tears. While it's normal to see the third eyelid exposed a bit during sleep, and even when a cat is squinting a bit, you can still see it. If it shows when your cat is alert and wide awake, this could be a sign of illness. Watch for any physical and behavioral changes in your cat, such as increased urination, increased thirst, lack of appetite, increased meowing, and just vocalization in general, weight gain or weight loss, changing in grooming habits or a complete lack of grooming, bad breath and lethargy, and hiding away. Similar to the aforementioned eye injury, dry eye, or debris in the eye, if exposure of the third eye during the waking hours is accompanied by any of the symptoms that we just mentioned, especially if they're presented in clusters, please take your cat to the vet as soon as possible. And on that note, that will wrap things up for the video portion of today's material. However, if you'd like more information concerning the topic of why cats sleep with their eyes slightly open, please be sure to head on over to seniorcatwellness.com. At the conclusion of today's presentation, there you will find a high-quality article dedicated to everything we've talked about here today and so much more, including additional information concerning eye injuries, debris, dry eye, and third eye exposure due to illness. You can find all of our written content by clicking the initial link in the description box below. And once again, if you enjoyed what we brought to the table here today and would like to see and hear more, please like and share this video and subscribe to the SeniorCatWellness.com official YouTube channel. It would be greatly appreciated. And until our paths cross again, and I certainly hope they do, we'd like to thank you once again for joining us today. Please have a wonderful day. All the best to you and yours, and we will talk to you later.